Hi, it's Anne, and we're still getting ready for the holidays. We're going to be making mittens today, and I'm so excited. I've actually been working on these off and on all day because I've been having so much fun with them. These are little mittens that we can use to make tags and journal cards to put into our journals. They can be little things you can use as Christmas cards. They can be pockets. We're going to take them in lots of different directions, and they all start with making a mitten-shaped template. Now, you can go onto the internet, you can download some sort of an outline, a silhouette of a mitten, but I was looking at some the other day and I thought, man, that would be really easy to make using a couple of circle punches. And you know I love circle punches, but you also know that you can grab something round around your house and just draw a circle around it. That works perfectly well as use what you have. Please don't go out and buy anything new. What I am using, and what you might wish to replicate if you want to do this in a similar fashion, is I'm going to take my 2-inch punch, and I'm just going to punch out a 2-inch circle here out of some scrap paper. And that's going to be the main portion of my mitten. And then this is a 3/4 inch punch that I got at the thrift store. These are not making really clean punches, but it's not going to matter so much for this template. That's all I've cut out is just these 2 little circles. And I believe I got this. Yeah, these are the ones I want to use. Now, what we're going to do to make our template is we're going to take our larger circle and then just sort of loosely paste it onto a piece of cardstock. This is just a scrap of scrapbooking paper. And it's going to just be a template, so it doesn't have to be a good one. It can be the ugliest one you have. So that is in place. Then we're going to take our smaller circle, and this is actually going to be our thumb. And I didn't measure this. I don't think there's any need to measure it, but just so you can eyeball correctly. If you take sort of what you think is the center axis or the equator of this smaller circle and have that land roughly along the top of your larger circle. You know, it's not don't get out your electronic microscope to measure it precisely. You can eyeball this and it'll be fine. It's just paper. And I'm going to put that here and leave, what is that, about a 1/4 inch, a little bit more of space in between, but that space doesn't really matter. Now, we're going to be doing some freehand drawing, and that's fine. Do not fear it. Because when you look at almost anything that you draw, almost anything can be built out of looking at shapes and how those shapes go together. So this is going to be the tip, the end of our mitten, with your little cozy fingers going down in this portion. This is the mitten coming down. And we're going to come up, just sort of sketch almost straight up here. Come in just a little bit. Doesn't matter how far up we go, because if it's too long or, misproportioned, we will come down with it. Now on this side, I'm going to come up, and I'm going to, when I get about halfway, maybe just a little bit more than halfway past the center part of this larger circle, I'm going to veer off and come between the 2 circles like this, and then I'm going to come back to the smaller one. I'm going to come around this one, and when I get almost to the top of this circle, I'm going to make a little bit of an arc. I'm going to come up. Is this great drawing? No, it is not. Is this going to end up on a PBS special about great artwork of the land? No, it is not. But it doesn't have to. You will be surprised. I'm going to cut this off roughly about here. And let's just cut this out. It looks like nothing right now because we're very distracted by these two these two circles, and my pencil lines are a little jiggity jaggedy. But I think you will see, once I have cut on my pencil lines and around my paper circles, that we're going to have a little whimsical mitten here. Is this the exact proportion of a real life mitten? I don't think so. I think that the little thumb would be a little more elongated. When I have knit mittens before, they didn't look like this, but you certainly get the idea that this is a simple and beloved shape, and it's a little bit easier to see when we look at it like that. You look at that, yeah, it's a mitten. There's no mistaking what that is. We can take this and use this as a template to make all kinds of other decorations. So I'm just going to grab literally what I have here on my desk, and this is one of my brayer off sheets that I did when I was gel plating the other day, and it's colorful and a little bit gaudy. I kind of like the red in it. I could have done this drawing on the other side because I might have to come back in and erase some of these pencil lines, but I just want you to see how easy this can be. Yeah, that's kind of cute. This is a brayered off paint onto a book page that I did glue onto another book page. Fair amount of cutting you're watching me do today. I got looking at my little Christmas journal, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to get moving with getting more pockets and tags in there. I've been making the gift card holders and you know, the ornaments and other things recent weeks, and I need to get a little more ephemera prepped. I was really excited when it just occurred to me how these mittens could be built just using a couple of different shapes. I mean, honestly, isn't that easy? It just is so easy. It's these two circles, and look what you've created. You can absolutely do this. There is this little mitten. What shall we have to go across its top for its little cuff? Well, I'll think about that while I'm erasing my pencil line. And I'm going to give that just a little bit of inking. I want to move fairly quickly with this because I want you to be able to see how well these could work in other situations. I have this little piece of lace that I had put on a, I used some heat and bond. I think I showed that the other day. I had just some scraps left over from one of those previous projects, and I think I might just cut this out. I then ironed it and adhered it to a piece of brown wrapping paper. So this is just going to become my little cuff. And will this ink up? I think it might. That looks like it might be just a tiny bit tall, so I'm going to just shave off a little bit here. And maybe I'll just sort of center that. Get this put into place. cut it just slightly on the outside edge. So that little cuff is sticking over the edge. Isn't this cute? Oh, I love this little mitten. I think it is so cute, and there's so much decorative imagery that's there that I think this is something that could be just a very nice little journal card. It has a page number there. That's okay. Excuse me. And how cute would that be tucked into a pocket? Do I even have any pockets in here? I guess it could go into this little Merry Christmas. Oh, yes. It's nice and flat. Well, that's just going to stay there. Well, I'll take it out so we can admire it through the rest of this video, but that is sweet. Now, let's look at one other option. I'm going to bring back our little template, and where did I have these other options? I've been working on these today. Oh, here they are. Here they are. Here were a couple of others that I made using a very similar template, but you can see this is larger. Well, you can take this template. Let's say we wanted to use a blue one here. You just draw, and again, you just eyeball a little bit larger around this, and it's going to be a little uneven. But that's okay. Once you have it cut out, you can clean up those bumpy edges. You can clip in a little bit further where this was, and you have just a fine little mitten here. And that's what I did to make these, because I thought, wouldn't it be kind of fun to have a pair of mittens in this journal, but to have them be mismatched? I mean, isn't that just like something that a little kid would do? You know, you have your mismatched mittens, and I had, these are just scrap, you know, throwaway scrapbook paper that landed in my stash. This one has a really ugly St. Patrick's Day backing on it. So I think this one is going to be the pocket, and this is going to be the tag that goes in and out. But I think that I want to decorate this part of them. With this one, the paper, it was its own decoration there. So I put for the cuffs, I had a little strip of scrapbook paper that I ran through the embosser, and used that for the cuffs of both of these. And I just punched out a little circle out of some more paper scraps and sewed those on as buttons. But I thought this would be nice, like to put some little clusters on both of these. And as you know, clusters are not really my jam, but and particularly the ones that are multi-layered and have the buttons and the thickness on them. But I made some that are very, very flat, and I felt comfortable with these sort of echoing each other a little bit, and being flat enough to put on this pocket and this tag. So let's go ahead and adhere those down. I don't know why this glue stick is acting a little gummy today. I don't think there's any real change in humidity in the house. This is just to add a little visual interest on the backs of these little mittens. Did you like wearing mittens when you were a kid? Oh, I loved wearing mittens. Then when I got older, you know, it became a little more fashionable to wear gloves instead of mittens when you were a big kid, but I always kind of missed the mittens. When I first moved to Portland 10 years ago, I knit myself a pair of mittens that there was like a little pocket over the the fingers, and I could pull that pocket back and have my fingers exposed so that when I was getting onto the bus, I could handle it. That was before I realized the beauty of having a standing bus pass that I just had to swipe, and I was pulling change out of my pocket for the bus. So it was fun having those mittens. I enjoyed knitting those. Those were a fun project. And then I left one on the bus and never made another one. Okay, here are these mittens. I want this one to be the pocket because it has the unfortunate back, so I don't want to see the back of that. Where should we put this? Oh, I put one of our little angels here underneath that belly band. Well, I have so many blank pages here, it doesn't really matter. I think I would like this to go, I'm going to put it a little bit further back. Let's put it opposite this music page. That looks kind of nice. So I want to have my glue around on these two sides, so I'm going to hold on to it on this side so that I don't glue there. But first I need to unplug my art glitter glue bottle. And I'm just going to put my glue along the bottom there. Oh, I think these are so cute. There we go. There's our mitten pocket, and you could put anything in there. But isn't it cute to have another mitten? Oh, those look really sweet in there together. And I could put other things in there as well. But I kind of like the idea of these two mittens being in there together. They're mismatched, but yet they have found one another. And there they go. And you can make them bigger yet. Certainly, you can have them be, one big one, one small one. You can have them, be any way you want them to be. But I like these a lot. I think these are sweet. Until this one completely dries down, I'm going to pull this one out so it doesn't accidentally stick to its new partner. Oh, love them. Let's look at another way that we can use one of these larger mittens. Here's one I made out of a book page. It was just something in my stash. I had put gesso on it, and I used my template to to cut another shape, which I'm obviously fiddling with right now. I took the other side, and instead of gluing, blank page on it for journaling space, I used just another book page. If I wanted to write on the back of that, I could do so. Here's something else I did when I was gluing those two pieces together. I left the top open so it could be a little pocket. You could use that as a pocket on a journal page, but you know what else you could use it for? You could use it for a gift card holder. And there that is. Let's put a top on it, a cuff on it. It can go into, into a card. You could, mail this to somebody that you love, or, leave it for, the hairdresser or the cleaning lady or something like that. Isn't that a cute way to have a gift card holder? But it can be even more than that. Take the gift card out. Let's decorate the top and put a little cuff on it. And here's just a little piece of cardstock. I just glued a little bit of lace on there. And get that right up there. I don't want to have too many staggered layers there. I am going to put one on the back, and it doesn't need to have lace on it. I might not have gotten that cut completely straight, but I think it's fine. because this is what's really going to be showing. And let's fancy this up in one additional way. I'm going to pull out my paper punch, my Crocodile Big Bite, and I'm going to shoot right for here. I don't want to get too far into the area, the opening area, because I don't want to impinge on that space where the card's going to be going in. In fact, maybe when I punch this hole, I'll leave the card there as a warning of where not to go. And we'll come through. I think using a little bit of yarn is great for these because they're mittens. In their original form, they are generally found made of yarn. And there you have a sweet little ornament that you can hang on your tree or that you can send to someone. You can put a special little note in there. You can put a gift card. You can put, you know, maybe make them a little bit bigger to hold a recipe, hold a cherished family recipe. Isn't that cute? So I hope you have fun making some of these mittens of your own. I just think they're just fun, fun, fun. Here's one that I have made. I made this out of some more embossed paper that I thought I might put a snowflake or something on. And here's one that's backed with just a little bit of plain paper. I made a little cuff out of some music. You can just have a whole wardrobe full of cute little mittens out of any kind of paper that you have laying around on your desk, whether it's old book page, old scrapbook paper that's ready to be thrown out, or anything else. So have fun with your mittens. Have fun getting your Christmas paper crafts together, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye, guys.